Hey there, this is Mark, and I'm here in Redwood City, down here for a yoga class that I teach at a startup. And I'm doing my reading from the Golden Present Daily Inspirational Readings by Sri Swami Satchidananda. I'm in front of the San Mateo County History Museum, and over looks like July 3rd and 4th, they had their chock full of fun on the square. It's this third annual Chalk Fest, and you can see some of the ones behind me that are pretty cool. A lot of them reference historical things about Redwood City, and yeah, they're pretty beautiful. Well done. I don't know who they're done by, but they've been doing this apparently for 3 years, and yeah, so here I am getting to include that in. Today's July 5th, and the topic is we receive according to our tuning. All the thoughts that the entire world is thinking and will think and has thought before are already in the cosmic mind. They are there waiting for you to draw upon. By thinking of something, you literally become a sort of receiving set. All of the similar thoughts come to you. It's not that you create anything new. Actually, there is nothing new. Nothing can be created and nothing can be destroyed. Nobody has ever created any new thinking. We are receiving constantly, and we receive according to our tuning. The music is there, but if you tune to the wrong station, you will get atmospheric disturbance. Both are there. You call it disturbance because you don't want it, but it is there. The music also is there, so we simply tune to receive. Sometimes even without your conscious effort, the tuner of your receiving set seems to be in a certain location. All of a sudden it receives, and then you say, "Oh, I am experiencing something new. I never thought of that before." It just comes to you even without your conscious effort, because the mind simply rolls to that frequency and happens to receive it. Your mind is nothing but a part of the cosmic mind, and a part of the cosmic mind is functioning through you. Just on Monday, I was teaching my class at Integral Yoga, and during the Yoga Nidra, and actually during parts of the class, Yoga Nidra is the relaxation at the end, I spoke about quieting the mind enough so you can start to listen to your own internal music. That everyone has their own song or piece of music that is constantly playing, but oftentimes we're so distracted or there's so much other noise happening that we're not able to hear that song or that music that's playing. But that in the practice of yoga and meditation, that song is able to start to come forward because we're starting to create space for it, and we're starting to learn how to attune to it. And I got that from something Swami Ramananda at Integral Yoga Institute was speaking to some of us about probably a couple of weeks ago, making a reference to the pure mind and being able to tap into that and to know what, the true self that is always present. And he made that analogy. So I really love that, and I love that it's being brought up to here, kind of tuning into your frequency. And to recognize that it's not something that's unique that we created, but it's this ongoing, sort of forever constant vibration or tune that we just at some point find. Like when you're going through on the radio station, used to be that you would turn the knob and you'd see that bar go across and you'd hear static, static, then you'd hear a station, and static, static, station. So that same idea that eventually we land on one station that we like, that we feel that we're attuned to, it sets to the same frequency that seems to create a harmony inside of us when we hear that tune. So we can reference that to things we hear out in the world. Even so far as, news. We attune to certain news that we think feels to be right for us. What's right for someone is, one station. Someone else, they'd want to scroll to another station and they feel that's the right news. And again, taking this idea into that, nothing that's happening right now is new. Nothing that we're experiencing or seeing is new. It's part of this cycle of human nature. It's just that we are experiencing this for the first time ourselves, or a second time or third time, depending on how long you've been alive. And you've seen cycles of things that have happened, that this one may feel like the most devastating, the most shocking, but in a way it's just part of this cycle of humanity, as are things like disease and illness. Now, granted, there are new diseases that are being labeled. There are even, sometimes you feel like you've seen something you've never seen before. I was sitting with a friend in the park the other day, and we were noticing certain people in the park and still being a little shocked by certain, either the way people dress or behaviors of some people. Even though we've seen so many things before, there still can be this moment where you're a little surprised, right, by some things you're seeing out in the world. But it's just the way the mind operates, and trying to comprehend and make sense of things and find its place within our personal experience, within our own limited mind. But in the greater cosmic intelligence, all of these things fit. They've all been part of the way that, humanity has unfolded, from the earliest of times until now. And it just, it's kind of like these chalk drawings, these are things that have been done for however long people have been, writing or scribing onto a hard surface with some kind of a pigment to create some form of expression. And I was looking at some of these, and they look different from how I've ever seen a chalk drawing, and I feel like they were definitely taping. They even looked like they were brush strokes, maybe like grinding up the chalk, then brushing it on with some water. So all these different ways of thinking about the same thing, but then they come out maybe looking a little differently, because there is some form of evolving that's happening. There is evolution, but moving towards what I like to think of, and a lot of other people who are writing about, spiritual evolution. We've already figured out as much as the mind is going to figure out, but there's a part of us that we are relating to the more subtle realms of our being, and shifting into this spiritual understanding of who we are, and that we are all interconnected, and that is continually being recognized and understood in the scientific world, not just in the spiritual world. But there is something that unites us, and I'm excited for more of that to come forward, because I think that will continue to bring more benefit to humankind and to all of our experience of being here. So I hope this was useful today, and thanks for tuning in to these readings and making these part of your week or your day. And I'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye.